All right, welcome everybody. It's Tuesday night, the 9th of February. I hope you're all doing very well. Tonight is our yoga class where I incorporate a lot of core work and stretch at the end with a really nice relaxation exercise. But tonight we're going to start as well with a breathing exercise and of course our bandhas. The bandhas are super important for the core and the health of the lower abdomen. It's often a place that we ignore. So, and we just sort of sit with belts on, keeping everything tight, and the lower abdomen becomes very atrophied because we don't move enough there. So tonight we're going to move it with some pumping exercises and a bandha where we hold the Mula Bandha with the Uddiyana Bandha together after the pumping. So to show this, I'm going to back up a little bit because I'm seated in my little meditation chair. I'll back up so you can see what I'm doing, okay? And then we'll do it together. So here I go, backing up. Okay, this is my belly, sitting nice and tall. Crown of the head pulling up towards the sky. I'd like you to do the same, please. Sit in a really comfortable position with the belly free, no belts, please. Nothing constricting the belly. Shoulders relaxed, chin lifted. We'll just take 3 deep breaths here, and you'll let the belly grow and expand as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, you'll allow it just to move back in towards the spine. And again, we'll breathe in, let the belly expand outwards, and breathe out, and you let the belly move in towards the spine. One more time, we'll breathe in, let the belly expand outwards, and we'll breathe out and let the belly move in towards the spine. Now we'll begin a pumping breath. It's Kapalabhati. So you take a deep breath in and begin pumping. As you pull the belly in, the air goes out through the nose. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Breathe everything out through the mouth. Pull your belly button in. Pull your perineum up and plug your nose and hold. Lift your chin, release, and breathe in. Now just take 3 deep breaths, natural breaths, in and out. So we'll do this 3 more times. It's about 20 pumps. At the end, we take a deep breath in, breathe all the air out of the lungs, plug the nose, pull the belly in, perineum up, okay? Here we go. Let's start the pumping again. Deep breath in and begin pumping. Focus on quality of pumps. You don't have to go fast. You want nice, strong pumps with the belly. Quality over quantity. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Breathe all the air out through your mouth. Plug your nose, pull your belly in, perineum up. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your chin, deep breath in. And breathe out. Natural breath here. And here you should already be feeling a sensation in the belly and especially in the lower belly. If we can get the lower belly really sucking inwards and upwards, it's very healthy for the lower belly to move. In our practice today, I also want to focus a little bit more on the lower belly. Okay, let's go again. Deep breath in and begin pumping. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Breathe everything out through the mouth. Plug your nose. Pull the belly in, perineum up. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Natural breath in and out. Natural breathing. We'll do one last round. Keep your spine tall. Take a deep breath in and begin pumping. Focusing on quality. So really pull inwards and upwards as you pump. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Breathe everything out. Plug your nose. Pull the belly in. Perineum up. Make all of this region tight and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in as you lift and release. Nicely done. Let's bring our hands together at the heart center. Clasp your hands and push the palms skyward. Lengthen out the body. Deep breath in again. Breathe out. Let's lean to our right. Go right over to the side. Excellent. Rise back up. Breathe out. Lean to your left. Beautiful. Rise back up. Breathing out to the right. Breathing in, rising. Out to the left. Very nice. Rise back up. Let's do it one more time to the right. Rising, and again to the left. Good. Coming back to center. Palms of the hands together. Thumbs into the upper back. Lift your chin. Get a nice stretch into the shoulders, the chest, the arms. Then we'll raise the arms, stretching skyward. Hands come down to the heart center. Excellent. Roll over your ankles and come up onto all fours. So up onto all fours. Hands should be underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I'm going to turn this way actually. Palms are nicely down into the earth. We want to feel a pressing down through the palms. Taking a deep breath in, let's curl the spine and look skyward. And then as you breathe out, round, look to your belly button. And again, we'll curl, looking skyward, breathing in, and breathe out, and we'll round, look to the belly button. And let's go again. We'll curl, breathe in, and breathe out, rounding. Last one, let's breathe in and curl, and breathe out, rounding. Coming back to a flat back, I want you to bring your knees together. Raise your right leg. So you're engaging through the glute and the hip. And we're going to make a nice big circle with the knee. Super big circle, up and around. And as you do this, you can allow the spine to twist a little bit. So we want to just mobilize the hip, mobilizing the low back as well. Change the direction of the circle, up and around. Mobilizing hip and low back. One more circle, and bring the knee down. Now, open your knees, and here I just want you to get a little stretching through the hips. So you'll sink back as far as possible, reach your arms out in front of you, lower the head, and hold for a moment. And maybe you're going to feel a stretch opening up at the low back. Maybe you're going to feel the stretching through the hips as well. Taking a few deep, slow breaths here. Just hold the position. And let's rise back up onto the hands and knees. Bring your knees back together, touching. And we'll go with the left leg. Raise it behind you first. Up it goes. And then that nice big circle. Bring it around and down, up behind you. Let your back twist with the movement. Very slow and controlled. And this is like oiling the joints. The more you move the joints, the more you move your body, the more hydration you give to your joints. Change directions, up and around. This is why mobilization and all the postures we do in yoga are so important, because you start to move differently. And let's bring the knee back down. Open your knees up again and sink back once again to child's pose. If you don't make it all the way back onto your heels, it's no big deal. Find the spot where you can make it. Arms are stretched out in front of you. The forehead comes to the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Looking in front, lift up. Keep the hands as they are. Tucking your toes under, let's raise the knees up to a downward facing dog pose. And we'll bend the right knee and the left knee. And here we're just mobilizing the toes, the feet, the ankles, the knees, and even the hips get into it. Now, as you bend your knee, twist a knee in front of the other. So it's like you're doing a little twist with the knee bending. Now bringing the feet parallel once again. Let's take a deep breath in and move into our plank position. Belly in, chin is lifted. Push back to down dog. And let's go again. Breathe in, we move into a plank position. Lifting the head. Breathe out, push back to down dog. 2 more times. Breathing into a plank position. Everything's strong. Breathe out to down dog. And once more, let's breathe into a plank position. Lower your knees, lower your chest all the way down to the floor. Point your toes and lengthen your legs behind you. Now we're going to take our hands off the mat. Fingertips on the floor, elbows up. Let's take a deep breath in and move into a little cobra. Breathe out and move down. So in this position, you have a lot of dynamism in your hands and in your arms and shoulders. So let's go. It's a dynamic cobra. We rise and we lower down. Let's do it one more time. Breathing in, rise. Good. Breathing out, come back down. Hands come under the shoulders, push up onto the knees. Right hand goes off the mat, left hand on top. Press your hips backwards towards your left heel. Let your head rest on your left arm. A couple of deep breaths here. Lifting back up gently. Set your left hand off the mat, right hand on top. Press the hips back to the right heel. Let your head rest on the arm. Lifting back up. Hands come back onto the mat. Now, from here, we're going to take crouching cat. Different from down dog. We lift the knees, feet come forward a little bit, knees stay bent, and you're going to tilt your hips upwards towards the sky. Your head will be lifted, and you're going to look between your hands. In this position, I want you to bounce up and down a little bit with the knees. So hips are tilted up, the back is curved, and you bounce. Let's turn our heels to the left. Heels go to the left, and you'll bounce again. So you're really stretching out the right-hand side of the body as you bounce. And the right hand should be light. Change directions. The heels go to your right, and you'll bounce here. Left hand is light now. Come back to center. Looking to your hands. Begin taking some baby steps forward until you reach the front edge of your mat. Once you're at the front edge, grab your elbows and let yourself fold over your legs. The knees stay bent. Let your head drop and sway from side to side.
Coming back to center, lower your arms down and roll your right and left shoulders. Then turning your head from right to left, a little no. Then up and down for a little yes. Now let's bring our hands to our hips, elbows up. Bend your knees down low. Lift your chin, chest follows, use your legs, and come all the way up to a standing position. Here you want to find your perfect posture. So the legs are strong, hips are back, ribs are lifted, arms down by your sides, and the shoulders float over the rib cage. Your chin is parallel to the floor, and your eyes are at the level of the nose. Okay? Bring your hands now to your heart center. And we're going to go for a couple of warm-up sun salutations, but very gentle and slow. So let's take a deep breath in and rise up. And as you breathe out, let's fold. Step your right leg back into a deep lunge position. Lower the back knee down. And I want you to lift your chest up, stretching your arms by your sides like you have wings. Now bring your hands back down and take a plank position. Lower your knees, lower your chest and chin for Ashtanga Asana. Lower the thighs and hips down, point your toes, rise to a little cobra. Bring your chest back down, push back onto your knees first. Then tucking your toes under, take your downward facing dog. Looking to your hands, begin taking small steps forward until you get to the front edge. You have to lift up your fingertips to get to the front edge of the mat. Bend your knees low, hands to your hips. We'll rise to a chair position, Utkatasana. Raise the arms out to the sides, lifting to the sky with the arms, sink down nicely with the legs. And then come standing and find your perfect posture. Good. Hands come back to the heart center. Let's go again. Take a deep breath in, stretching skyward. As you breathe out, fold, bending at the knees. Come to a halfway lift. Breathe in, stepping your left leg back. Lower the knee down and lift your chest, spreading your arms like wings to your sides. Bring the hands back down and step back to a plank position. Strong plank. Lower your knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Asana. Release the hips down, legs down, point your toes. Rise to a cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push up onto the knees. And take a downward facing dog. Begin stepping your feet forward gently and slowly until you reach the front edge of the mat. Bend your knees low, hands to your hips. Rise up to that chair position. Arms stretched to the side and to the sky. Hold. And then release. Come to your perfect posture. Good. Hands come to your heart center. We'll go again. Deep breath in. Rise up. Good. Breathe out as you fold forward. I'm coming to watch. Halfway lift. Breathing in. Good job. Step your right leg back. That's it. Now lift up and spread your wings. Arms out to the sides. Excellent. Nice, Catherine, Gilles, Cathy, and Monique. Bring your hands down and take the plank position, please. Beautiful. Bring your knees down, your chest and your chin. This is called Ashtanga Asana because there are 8 points on the floor. Then move all the way down and rise to a cobra. That's it. Bring your chest back down before pushing up onto your knees and take down dog. Well done. Look to your hands and start taking baby steps forward till you reach the front edge of your mat. Then take a chair position. Let's go. Yes.
Now raise your arms up and out to the sides and hold the chair. Belly in. All right, come all the way up to standing, arms by your side. Refine that perfect posture. Hands to your heart center, and let's go for the very last round. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathe out, let's fold, bending at the knees. We go slowly. Breathe in, halfway lift. Step your left leg back, knee to the floor, and we open up. One of the reasons why we go slowly is because it's the evening. If you get too fast, we stimulate the body too much. Come to a plank position, knees, chest, and chin. And it's not good to stimulate the body in the evening. Releasing everything down, rise up to a cobra. Bring your chest back down, push up onto the knees. Hips go back, downward facing dog. Then looking to our hands, we're going to gently step forward until we reach the front edge of the mat. Once you're there, bend your knees low, taking the chair position. Arms come up. Lift your chest, let your hips go back. And then we move back into our perfect posture. Good job, everybody. Raise your right knee now. Grab around the knee. Let your shoulders relax. Bring your right hand to your hip. Keep your left hand at the knee or the tibia. And begin turning your chest to the right. So we're getting a deep twist into the lower abdomen and into the waist. Look behind you and see if you can stretch your right arm behind you. Holding 3, 2, 1. Coming back. Bring both hands once again onto the knee. Set your gaze at one point. Point your toes now. And then I want you to stretch your arms like wings, like we did before in the warm-up, and send your right leg back into an airplane position. Toes pointed, leg is strong. The standing leg can be slightly bent, and actually it's better for it to be slightly bent. Raise the leg high behind you, and then come to a standing position, releasing. Good job. Other side. Raise your left knee up. Grab around the tibia or the knee. Left hand goes to the left hip. And we turn, twisting, looking over the left shoulder. Stretch your left arm behind you. See if you can get that twist into the lower abdomen. Holding 3, 2, 1. Coming back. Hands onto the knee. Now, point the toe. Set your gaze at one point. Really get strong through the right leg. Stretch your wings by your sides and send the left leg behind you. Set your gaze now at the floor. Raise the leg nicely behind you and stay there. Lifting up high. 3, 2, 1. Come to standing. Good job. Hands come to your hips. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. You can be at the ankle, the kneecap with the heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Raise your arms, stretch your spine, coming into tree pose. Arms can be in a V position. Setting your gaze, increasing your power of focus and concentration. Deep breaths into the chest and upper back. Hands come back down to the hips and lower the right leg. Good job. We change. Left knee bends. Bring it out to the side. You're at the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap or the inner thigh. Raise the arms up in a V position. Lift your chest. Set your gaze. Get long through the spine. Open the upper back at the same time. Make it wide. Hands come back down and lower the foot. Good job. All right. Hands come to the heart center. We're going to move through a little vinyasa and end up in down dog. So let's take a deep breath in, rise up. And as you breathe out, bend and fold your body down. Come to a halfway lift, breathing in. Step back to a plank position, everyone. Everyone gets into plank. Lower your knees, chest and chin. Release your hips down, pointing your toes, cobra. Bring your chest down, push up onto the knees, and take downward facing dog. All right. In your down dog, step your feet in a little bit closer to your hands, just a little bit. Now we're going to be working the lower abdomen, but also the outer and inner hip, okay? The outer thigh and the inner thigh as well. So I want you to raise your right leg and bring the right leg out to your right, as far as possible to the right. Now we're going to bend the knee and bring it under the body as far as possible out to the left without touching the floor with the foot. We'll come back out, extend to the right, and under, to the left, out, to the right. Good. Under, to the left. Keep your arms strong, hands well planted. 2 more times. To the right, to the left. Once more. Right, very strong movements, and left. Come back to center. Bring your knees down. Coming into child's pose, bring your arms along your sides so that you can relax them. Forehead down and let go. Raise your chin. Set your hands out in front of you. Coming back up to the downward facing dog. We'll do the other side now. It's a good challenge, very strong practice. Let's go. Left leg goes up. Bring it out to your left. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Bring it under and swing it under your body to the right. Foot stays off the floor. Okay, let's go. Out to the left. Under and out to the right. Whew. Again, to the left. Out to the right. Ay, ay, ay. 2 more times. Let's go. To the left. Out to the right. Last one. Left. And right. Good job. Bring it back to your down dog. Whew. Then, child's pose. Arms along your side, or they could be underneath the forehead if it's better for you to have the head lifted a bit. Couple deep breaths here. Lifting back up. This time I want you to come up into tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Raise your right leg up. Squeeze the glute nicely. The knee stays bent. Now we're going to bring the knee out to the side towards the right shoulder. Hold it here for a moment, and then back up behind you. Pull the belly in, lift the chin a little bit. To the right shoulder. Let's go. Back up behind you. To the shoulder. Hold the knee up as high as possible. Behind you. Last one. To the shoulder. And bring it up behind you. Hold the leg up here as high as possible. And if you want to go a little farther, stretch the leg straight and point the toe. Raise the leg higher. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Now, we're going to bring that knee down. Swing it between your hands, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. This is called falcon pose. So the right knee is pointing forward and the ankle is crossed just over the left thigh. And you're going to press back, just in gentle
movements, pressing back. Keep the low back curved as you press back, and it's releasing that right hip socket and all of the muscles surrounding, all of the gluteal muscles, inner and outer thigh. One more press back, and then uncross the legs. Release a little bit, turn the palms of your hands up, and then turn the palms down. Rise back up onto your hands and knees. And we'll do the other side now. Raise your left leg up as high as possible. Bend the knee. Bring the hip up, 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 up. Now we'll bring the knee towards the left shoulder. And then back up again behind you. Let's keep going. To the left shoulder. Really mobilizing and using those muscles. Get the leg up as high as possible. Left shoulder. 2 more times. Stay strong. Keep the belly in. This is also working the lower abdominals. 1 more. Back up. Now keep it up here as high as possible. Point the toe. And then maybe stretch the leg straight. It becomes a little bit more difficult holding the leg up. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee back down. Sinking back. Turn your palms to the sky to release the hands and the wrists. Back up onto your hands and knees. Walking your knees back. Let's move down to the floor. Good job, everyone. Okay, hands underneath the forehead. Separate your feet about hip width. Toes pointed, lengthen out the sides of the body. So I like to feel like I'm scooting my chest forward. So the side body gets really long. Raise both legs, squeezing the glutes. You could have your head up or down, whichever is more comfortable for you and your neck. We're going to bring the toes, the big toes touching together and apart. Here we go. Together, apart. Really squeeze through the glutes and apart. Again, touch the toes. Bring them apart. 3 more. 3, 2. Here's the last one. Excellent. Bring the legs back down. Move your hips from side to side to relax and let go. Lift up the chin, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, and push down into the elbows to lift the chest. Palms can be on the floor. Lift your chin a little bit more and see if you can get a stretch through the abdomen. If the stretch isn't very big and you want to go farther and the low back is okay, you can press against your hands to rise even higher and get even more of a stretch. If, however, this compresses too much the low back, come back down onto your elbows. You can press the elbows down to really open up the chest and the throat. 3, 2, 1. Come on back down. Hands under the forehead. And let your hips again move side to side. Okay. Hands under the shoulders, push up onto the hands and knees. Walk your knees forward and swing the legs around to come into that seated position. You can get yourself into the center of the mat. Grab behind your thighs and roll down. 2 types of bridge poses. First one, we're going to work the hamstrings. Walk your feet away from you, heels into the mat, toes pointing up. The knees are not very bent, they're just slightly bent. Arms on the floor, lengthen your neck, and raise the hips. They won't come up very high. Feel like you're pulling your heels towards your hips, and it increases the contraction at the hamstrings. Holding here and breathing. 3, 2, last one. Bring the hips back down. Now bring the heels in and we do the classic bridge. Elbows into the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades, raise the hips up for your classic half bridge. Feel an opening of the lower belly here as well. This is important. Lengthen out the neck. See if you can lengthen the spine at the same time. And we're going to do little pulses, lifting the hips up higher. So here we go. 10, squeeze tighter. 9, feel the opening of the lower belly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, here's the last press up. 1, raise your arms over your head, lengthen out, and lower the back, one vertebra at a time, very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. Until the low back is all the way on the floor. Once you're down, bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Keep the soles of the feet together and keep the arms stretching over the head. Take a few deep breaths here. So we get the stretch of the inner thighs in the butterfly. We also get a lengthening of the belly. Keeping the position of the legs. Clasp your hands together behind your head and open your elbows. So what we want here is like a cushion for the head. So the head is cushioned in the hands. Elbows are spread wide. You're going to pull the belly button in. You're going to pull your perineum up. And at the same time, you're going to press the soles of your feet together to have a contraction into the hips. And we'll lift the head and shoulders. Here we go. Breathing out. 10. And you should feel the lower abdomen being solicited. 9. 8. Belly goes in. 7. Keep pressing the feet together. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Lower the head down. Lift your knees gently. And raise your legs, knees bent for the moment. Now, if you feel that, okay, this is good for your back, keep the knees bent, just lower the feet so they almost touch the floor, not quite touching. This should contract your lower abdomen. If you want to go farther, unbend the knees a bit, but have those thighs a little bit diagonal to your body. If you still want to go farther, this is the most difficult, straighten your legs. You're going to feel the abdomen contracting very strongly. Take a deep breath in and we lift the head and shoulders. Let's go. 10, 9, pull the belly in as you lift. 8, 7, stay strong. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, bring the knees to the chest. Good job. And rock from side to side to release the low back. Excellent, everyone. Very nice. Now as you rock, let your head go to the left as the knees go to the right. Head goes to the right as the knees go to the left. So we slow the rocking down. We slow it down. Good. One more time each side. And we come back to center. Stretch your left leg onto the floor. Keep your right knee against your chest. And we're going to set the left hand onto the left thigh and you'll press it down. Keep the right knee bent to the chest and you want to see if you can get an opposite stretch. So right knee goes really far to the chest. Left leg stretches flat on the floor. Releasing this, grab behind the right thigh, flex your right foot, get curve into the low back. So the low back is not pressing on the floor. Check it with your hand. And then stretch the right leg as straight as possible. The foot is flexed. We don't actually want to pull the leg towards us because that's going to round the low back.
You want to keep the curve in the low back. Pull with the hands downwards so the leg moves down towards the floor, and flex your foot as much as possible, straightening the leg as much as possible. Take deep breaths. And you should be feeling a really strong stretch down the back of the leg. I definitely feel in the calf and back of the knee and in the hamstring, a deep stretch. Bend the knee. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Set your hand on the right thigh and push the right thigh away from you so you feel an opening of the front of the hip and of the lower abdomen. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And we're going to do what's called an open twist here. Keep the right leg crossed over the left. Open your arms wide to the sides, palm facing the sky. Let your knees fall to your right, and your right knee comes down to the floor. Press your right ankle against your left thigh to bring the left knee down. You'll feel the stretch at the waist, low back, the outer hip, and maybe a lengthening in the abdomen. Turn your head to the left. This is called an open twist, as opposed to a closed twist. Releasing this, we just take our right foot off of the left knee and we raise the left knee first, right knee follows. Bring the left knee up against the chest this time and stretch your right leg onto the floor. Right hand goes onto the thigh and you'll just press it down, press downwards towards the floor while pulling the left knee far to the chest. Hold it here for a moment, couple of deep breaths. And then we'll grab behind the left thigh, straighten your left leg as much as possible, flex your foot, pulling the toes to the nose, keeping that space between your low back and the floor. So check it with your hand underneath the low back. And pull the thigh downwards towards the floor while straightening the leg as much as possible. It's a super good and functional stretch down the back of the leg, back of the calf, even at the back of the knee. The more you flex your foot, the more you'll get into the calf as well. Holding, and it's super good for the low back to keep its curve. Then rebend that left knee and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. So you bend the right knee and you've got your legs in a forward position. You set your left hand on the inner thigh and you press the knee away so it opens up the front of the hip, perhaps the left-hand side of the abdomen. You take some deep breaths here. And then we'll allow the legs to fall to the left. Open your right arm to the side. This is the open twist. You're going to feel it at the low back, the waist, the outer hip, maybe all the way down to the knee, the IT band, and maybe hopefully at the lower abdomen as well. So it's a stretching and a lengthening of the lower abdomen rather than a closing off. Look at your right hand and hold here for a couple of deep breaths. To roll back on your back, you just take the left foot off the right thigh. Lift the right knee first, left knee follows. From here, I want you to lift up both knees. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide, and we'll simply rock from side to side.
Massaging the low back here, going from side to side. Then coming back to center, see if you can bring your elbows to your inner thighs. If not, just open your knees as wide as possible. Maybe you're grabbing your ankles, maybe you're grabbing your feet, maybe you can grab at the toes. Just see where you can grab to pull the feet towards you and open your knees wide. Then from here, either you grab your big toes and stretch your legs as wide as possible, or you grab the inner ankles or even the insides of the knees. Hold and stretch your legs as wide as possible. And this is a movement I like to do and call it the blender. It's like our legs have become the blades, and we just twist the legs from side to side. Super good movement for the low back, lower abdomen, and all of the energies that reside there. You go from side to side. It's like a twisting blender blade. Rebend the knees, bring your knees back together. Squeeze your knees tightly to your chest, wrapping your arms around your knees. Lift your head, bring your nose between your knees. Lower the head down gently. One leg at a time, stretch the legs onto the floor. Let the toes fall out to the side so it opens up the hips. Reach your arms by your sides as if you want to touch both knees, and then turn the palms skyward, bringing the backs of the hands down. Then turning your head from side to side, gently relaxing the neck. And then the head turns to the sky. Close your eyes. And begin taking some deep breaths, expanding in through the abdomen and belly, and letting go. And as you take these deep breaths, imagine a type of very relaxing energy starting at the soles of your feet. Imagine this energy moving up into your toes, into your feet, all the way to your heels. Imagine it moves up into the ankles. And this energy just relaxes everything it touches. Allow it to move up towards the knees, into the legs, thighs. Just allow this energy to move into the hips, relaxing everything along its way. Allow it to move up into the low back, into the lower abdomen as well.
into the chest and upper back. Moving down the arms to the elbows, wrists, and hands. Allow that energy to move back up through the neck and the throat. Into the jaw. It relaxes all the muscles of the face. All around the scalp. And imagine even that it relaxes your thoughts. The thoughts come and go like a gentle wave of energy. Bring your awareness back to your breath. And as you breathe in, allow the tummy and belly, lower belly to expand. And as you breathe out, allow it to release and to let go. Let's begin moving our fingers and our toes. Move your hands and your feet. Raising your arms up over your head. Stretch from your fingers to your toes, lengthening out the body. And then raise your knees up against your chest and squeeze the knees against the chest. Good. That's it. Right arm to the right ear. Roll all the way to your right hand side. Stay there just for a moment. Blink your eyes a few times. And when you're ready, setting your hands down, lift yourself from the side. Come to a seated position. Very nice. All right, let's rub our hands together. Raise the energy in the hands. And bring your hands over your face, just preparing yourself for your evening. Tap gently around your eyes. Shake your hands out in front of you. And we'll do that one more time. Rub your hands together. Raise the energy in the hands. Bring the hands over the face. Gently tapping. Shake out. And we're going to cross our arms in front of the chest. Grab a hold of your shoulders and shoulder blades and give yourself a big squeeze. Nice big hug. And then the hands come to the heart center. And I wish you all an absolutely lovely evening. Take care of yourselves. Namaste. Thank you very much.